everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and ProFab Headers and Exhaust. What's going on? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot.
It's raining.
Yeah. I didn't even know that it was...
it's hurricaning.
Yeah, I thought it was just raining. But it's...
tropical storming or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nah, it's been nasty all day.
Yeah. They canceled... Well, Tech closed at 4 o'clock. After I had walked in and out of the building 4 times in the rain.
Oh, nice.
My last class,
early.
Yeah, my last class ended at 3:45 and they closed at 4, so...
Perfect time.
Got out early, yeah.
Oh, well. How's it going? You still having fun with class over there? Getting in deep to it?
Yeah, we're getting into some of the actual content now, but it's going good.
That's good. Cool. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. Pretty laid back. Didn't do a whole lot this time. Kind of watching football and watching racing.
How about them Gamecocks?
Man, felt like a punch to the gut.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was...
At least they played good. I mean, I was afraid it might get embarrassed on national TV, but still.
I ain't saying... I mean, officiating is what officiating is, I guess. But you cannot give up 130 penalty yards. Yeah. You can't give that up in a game and expect to win. 2
pick sixes taken away and all. There were some bad calls, but
there was some bad calls.
That's like I told the people, we gave it away in some ways ourselves.
Yes. Oh yes. I mean, there were still. The game would have been won had they not decided just to level the quarterback after the interception.
That would have been it.
I was like, why are you hitting him?
Yeah.
Block him. Why are you hitting? There's no sense.
I don't even see why I touched him. That's the most sensitive position on the field. You know they're going to call that flag.
That's just no discipline there.
Yeah, that was bad.
Bucky, what's up, dude? Bucky, I just want to say I'm glad you didn't get hit in this altercation finally. There's one altercation that went on at Florence Motor Speedway, and Bucky didn't get hit or something thrown at him.
Hey, he's dodged it, though.
We're moving up in the world.
Yeah. He must not have been around it. Then.
He was down there. He was down there because I went down there and talked to him. Whatever's still all down there. I was like, what's going on, guys? We'll talk about it here in a little while. Yeah, that was, man, I was right there at the end, and then we missed the field goal to tie it up. And,
couldn't have been less.
Dude, I thought he made it when they first showed it. I'm like, hey, that was in. They're like, no. I was like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
That would have been a good win for Carolina. We needed it. Didn't happen.
Yeah. We got to upset some teams this year to have a good season.
We do.
You felt like that was one we might could get, but
and the bad thing is, it was like at this point it's like after they played, it was like, man, you say upset, but it's like maybe we're legitimate. It's not really an upset per se. I mean, and I still think we are. It's just I think we got to get some discipline in that group. We got to protect the quarterback, but the quarterback also has to protect himself some.
Yeah, that's another thing. Several times we were down there around field goal range, and we didn't get any points out of it. And that would have been nice later on in the game when you're down.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to hear it, Terry. I don't even.
Man, they barely beat Kentucky. He's a Georgia fan, right?
No, he's a
volunteer.
He's a volunteer.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Even worse.
I don't even want to hear it over there. I don't know. Maybe we'll get it going, and
we'll see.
I'm gonna tell you though, I like Lenore Sellers, and he's Florence, South Carolina native, but he gonna keep on. He's just.
That's what I'm afraid. He's running so much. He's
either gonna get hurt and just be out, or he's going to keep getting hurt enough that they're going to be like, you losing the starting position because you can't play a whole game. And I don't know.
He's young.
It's just got to
know when to go down.
He's young.
He ran an 80-yard touchdown or something.
Yeah,
so,
when he's
sometimes
good, he's
it's
good.
worth it. Yeah, you just got to know when to. Sometimes you just got to go down.
You got to know when to calm it down and chill out and go down and whatever else you got to do and all that fun stuff. It's
Such is the life of a Gamecock fan.
We're used to it. We're used to it. That's why whatever you say, Terry, ain't gonna hurt my feelings because we're used to it. We don't expect any more out of ourselves. No. Okay.
Yeah, you got to go in expecting the worst and
exactly.
Hope to be surprised.
Exactly. Well, let's see what Skylar says here. Skylar Whitfield, our buddy, good buddy, Skylar Whitfield, says he want to apologize for calling Wayne's name on the Flow Racing broadcast. He didn't have Wayne Locklear had no involvement in the altercation between Ricky Sr. and Will Rorton. So no big deal. No big deal, Skylar. It's all good. From the fan side, there's enough Locklears to go around over there. And, I mean, good. It's easy to mix all the names up. Very, very easy. So, it was a wild night track, and we're definitely going to get into it here shortly. But it was a Champions night. Night 2, I guess. Real quick before we get into that, and we got speaking of champions, we got one coming on here. But I did go over to I took the Charger car over to Dillon Motor Speedway Saturday with our buddy Chad Webster and cut some laps with it since we did some big changes to that car and was pretty happy with it. I mean it responded well. Which is all you can really ask for from a race car, pretty much. Yeah. It's bad when you make changes and it don't respond.
Yeah, but we've all been there. Yeah.
Exactly. So it responded every time we did something. It might not responded the way we thought it was going to respond, but it did something at least. So I still got to get. I did fight with my brake bias. I got we got to bring it in here and get it up on the.
Did you have some brakes at least?
Oh, I had brakes. I ended up having too much in the rear at one time, and I thought I went in the corner, and it did that big old hop, skip, and a jump with the rear end, and it's like, ooh, not that. So, I don't know. It's almost like we checked it in the pits, hey, jack it up, roll tires, and it rolled more front brake to it. By what the knob said and by what it seemed like. But when I went out there, all of a sudden the rear's locked up. So I was like, that's weird. Yeah. And I tried it again, and it did the same thing. So I rolled it back the other way, and all of a sudden it didn't lock up. So I'm like, is...
Got bias going, adding up on you?
I mean, no. I mean, we watched it. It's moving the way it's supposed to move and everything. And I don't know. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, is this thing just backwards? Or something. I mean, from the way I'm rolling it, I don't know. So I'm gonna figure that out this week. Make some minor changes on it, and I reckon we're gonna head over there and try to race Saturday. It's the plan as of now. So that'll be good. It'll be good. But no, it was a good practice. Good all that fun stuff because we spent a good. Talking about swap the lines. That might be what I need to do. I don't know. Just swap them over. Whatever's pumping one needs to pump the other. Because I felt like that's one of the biggest things that was messing me up. I needed more front brake to kind of settle the car down in the corner. We'll get it straight. I don't know. We'll get it straight. I left over there and went to Florence Motor Speedway. I didn't get there till about 7 o'clock by the time they were supposed to start racing, and the rain followed us. So, but as whatever Steve Zacharias got whatever deal with the weather, as always, he got it in. It all of a sudden stopped raining, and they dried the track and put on a good. We were still got there at 7, like I said, and or look, maybe a couple minutes after 7. And I think we were still back here at the house after all the racing by 10:30. So that's getting the show on the road, getting it rolling, and put on a good show out there as always. And we'll get talking about it. So it's a lot of good stuff going on out there. A lot of good stuff going on in racing. A lot a lot of racing, kind of wrapping up their seasons around the area, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, Flow Racing had like 4 different tracks had championship night, from around here.
That's all I seen on all social media was just champion this track, champion this track, champion this class, champion this track. So that's pretty cool. A lot of guys, and there's quite a few of them I actually seen that this year was their first championship in this class and stuff. So at certain tracks and stuff. So that's pretty cool to see new guys coming up and doing their thing and getting it done and all that. I want to, let's see, since we're talking about it, real quick, I know Florence Motor Speedway champions were in street stock and in Charger. Ricky Locklear Jr. won both of those. Let's see, I'm just going off the top of my head. Ryan Zima won the Legends Car Championship. Trying to think who else. Let's see.
Oh, we got Bandos.
Bandoleros. Oh God, I can't. Owen Zacharias was in the lead till the last race. He moved up to Legends and jumped in it, and actually, let's see here. There we go. I got it all up now. Like I said, Chargers, Ricky Locklear Jr. Street Stock, Ricky Locklear Jr. Legends, Ryan Zima. Bandoleros, Jeffrey Beck ended up winning championship. Beat Owen Zacharias their last race. So
came down to it.
Yep. And so anyway, but speaking of one more of those champions, you got us, sir.
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
There we go. We got Mr. Casey Kelley on. Florence Motor Speedway late model stock champion 2024. Congratulations, man.
Hey, thank you.
Good deal, buddy. Good deal. So we'll talk about this last race since we're fresh off of it. Man, you car looked pretty good out there. Ended up coming home with a second place finish. I did have a question though. And did y'all just rewrap the car you've been running, or is that a different car?
Yeah, that's the same car. We just got a new wrap on.
I got you. But tell us about your night the other night, man.
Yeah, we had a good night. Good run. Finished second to Matt Cox. He was really fast. He's been real fast all year, and especially at the end of this year, he's turning it on pretty good. But finished second to him. Wasn't a bad night. 75 laps, green flag, and we was pretty close to him. Some of the lap traffic there at the end kind of made it interesting, but I didn't want to steal the win from him or nothing because of the lap traffic. But it was a good race. Good race.
It definitely got here with some lap traffic there, man. I was like, ooh, that was it got close there. Got close. But man, you've had a good season over there. You started out with a pile of wins that I thought you wasn't going to be beatable there for a while. And through the summer months, you still had consistent finishes. But you definitely had enough to take this championship home. Tell us, how do you view the whole year as a whole there?
Yeah, it was a great year. It started out really good. We got a lot of wins at the beginning of the year, and then at the somewhere in the middle of the year, it kind of fell off a little bit. We were still getting. I think we finished top 5 in every race, but just wasn't able to win as much there at the end. But it's hard to win in late models. And whenever we were winning there at the beginning, it's surprising, because it's just that hard to win. There's a lot of good competition, and we're very thankful to win the races that we have, and it was just a good year. Cody got a couple wins there. He was doing good too. We was both winning, and it's just been a really good year.
Man, it really has. It really has. What do you attribute to all the success this year, man? Y'all, you definitely did, obviously, but Cody too. It seemed like both of y'all really stepped up your game this year.
Yeah. Kendall Sellers, he makes it easier on me. He brings really nice, the best equipment to the racetrack, so he made it a lot easier on me this year. And this is my first championship really since go-karts, because usually it's me and Cody swapping back and forth. So, or swapping 1 week we're driving, 1 week we're crewing. So you don't really get that chance to race for a championship that much. But it's really cool to have that opportunity and to see. That was our goal at the beginning of the year was to go for the championship, and that's what we did. So very thankful.
Man, that car's been fast this year. Kendall Sellers and the boys know what they're doing over there with late model stocks for sure.
Yep. Yeah, all of legend cars too. I know y'all
exactly.
race against
they love winning over there. That's for sure. Man, we've been watching you for years, and just thinking that you talk about that's your first real championship. That's crazy. Because I felt like you've been out there forever, just winning always. So, man, it's been a cool year to watch. You definitely had to. It got kind of crazy there at the first of the year, I guess we'll say. A few races into it, had the big wreck over there with Matt Cox, and there was I ain't gonna say feelings, but there was some, especially from the fan side, there was some emotions. We'll say, how did you drive through that and just not worry about stuff like that and just focus on what you had to do?
I mean, I kind of had to because, it was just a bad racing deal. And I like I told him as soon as it happened, like it was just I didn't mean to wreck him it was just a bad racing deal, and we've talked and he's raced me clean ever since. He hasn't done anything to me and I don't even think we've touched since that wreck. So, we raced clean and that's the way I want it to be. It was just a bad deal, racing, stuff happens sometimes, but you don't want it to happen. I don't ever I want it to be like 75 laps like it was last weekend, green flag, no caution. That's what I want to see.
That's right. I tell anybody, I'm like, look, a lot of people like to compare short track stuff to NASCAR. I'm like, look, you got 1.5 miles on most NASCAR tracks. I said, we're working with 0.4 of a mile over here with a track that, you can barely fit 2 wide on. And if you don't think people aren't going to touch, and you're in the wrong business. So, but it's cool is aggravating and as offsetting as that can be. It was actually cool to see all the opinions out there on social media, and you really see how many fans you had. That's for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was all over Facebook.
it even made the flow racing highlights that week, so
yeah.
that was pretty cool. But nah, man, I just want to get you on here to congratulate you on a good season. Congratulations on a championship, man. It's cool to see. It's cool to see somebody new get a championship for sure, and somebody that's worked hard at it like you have, and worked on these cars. But it's even better to see one of our local guys that like you get it for sure. Because it's all right when somebody comes from a long way. It is what it is. But when one of our local guys can nail down the championship and all, man, that's really cool, and we're proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, man, who all you got to thank for helping you out on that car this year?
I want to thank Kendall Sellers, obviously, AK Performance. They bring amazing race cars. Anybody that's listening that wants to get into racing, you need to talk to them because they can do it for you. And, I want to thank North Industrial Machine, Rains Company, and I know I'm probably forgetting somebody, but obviously my dad for everything he's done, and Cody for everything, working on all these race cars all the time, and my wife, and now my newborn son, who was born on July 4th. So it's been a really good year for me so far.
That's what they always say. When you have a baby, all of a sudden your racing gets better. I don't know how that works. That's what they always say in NASCAR. How's that happen?
I don't know.
Connor, don't get any ideas.
I think my dad had his best season 2005, the year I was born. So
see, there's something to it. Something to it. What's plans next year, man?
I don't know. We'll see. Race as much as we can, but I don't have any real future plans. The only plans I know is that Cody is going to be racing at Martinsville in the 16 car that I've been driving at Florence. So that's the future plans for now.
There we go. So y'all be watching at Martinsville. That's on the 28th. So y'all be watching at Martinsville. We'll be cheering on Cody Kelley. Well, man, yep. I sure appreciate you coming on here and hanging out with us for a little while. And like I said, congratulations again, buddy. And hope we can find some good news about what all kind of big racing you're going to be doing next year.
All All right, sounds good. Thank y'all for having me.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Yep, y'all too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Casey Kelley, Florence Motor Speedway track champion in the late model stock division.
There was some parity in that class this
year.
Dude,
I'm going to tell you.
I mean, him, his brother, Matt Cox, Donovan Strauss, you know, Sam Yarborough coming there a week or two. I mean, there was...
Chad McCumbee come over there one time and ended up raining and then not getting to race that, but he was sitting on pole, I think, that night.
I feel like points was I don't know what the official stats were, but I feel like it was probably a pretty close year.
It probably was. I think Casey, I have to look back at it.
Some of those twins might have jumbled it up a little bit, but so this is, you know, since Florence has been reopened with late model stock, I feel like every year somebody's kind of, I wouldn't say dominated, but won a majority of the races. I mean, it felt like it was 4 or 5 cars each night that could win, and did win this year.
I was fixing to say a lot of them did.
Yeah,
that's the crazy thing. It was like you said, there was some parity there for sure. I like to see it. I like to see it when you know, there's a bunch of good cars out there, and that's the thing is, you know, you could have a class somewhere that's got parity, got cars, and they're racing hard each week, but then like the Cars Tour come in and your local guys just get killed. Nah, that don't happen at Florence Motor Speedway. Our local guys that typically don't run the Cars Tour and stuff were right there in the mix the whole time. Casey, obviously Matt Cox finished 3rd in it. Man, it was there was so many guys when the Cars Tour came to town over there and raced with them, and I mean, just I feel like Florence Motor Speedway in the late model stocks for sure has probably some of the best in the Southeast that race late model stocks. They're right there every week, so I feel like, you know, if you can come over to Florence Motor Speedway and compete, then you're going to be pretty good. Mm-hmm. So if you can figure out that track, because that's everybody tell you, I mean, it's well, not necessarily figuring it out, just learning how to manage the track.
Yeah,
more than anything. So with that being said, like we just said, Matt Cox won the race there on Saturday night. Casey Kelley was your champion there. There was a little bit of a controversy, altercation, we'll say. Bowman Gray type moment.
Kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really was. It really, really was. And that was the crazy thing. I know it was in a street stock race. I think, I'm trying to remember the positions they were running, but I think Ricky Locklear Sr. might have been running 3rd or 4th. Can't remember right off. But either way, he was running 3rd or 4th. Will Brewerton was behind him, and when they come down the front stretch taking the white flag, they wasn't that close to each other at all. Well, all of a sudden on the last lap, I hear everybody yelling. Well, they had gotten together down in 3 apparently, and took each other out. Okay, he was running 3rd, and I know Will might have said that he thinks something might have happened to Ricky Sr.'s car or something. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But I know all of a sudden they were off the track. They were back on the track. They were spinning around, and Rick Sr.'s trying to take out the 26 car, and I mean, I don't know what it was, just like out of nowhere. Yeah. I mean, just melee, we'll say. All of a sudden, the 26 car takes off down the front straightaway, and I'm standing down towards the turn 1 end of the track in the pits, and I see him turning in, and I'm like yelling, everybody just back up, because I didn't know how mad he was and, you know, how fast he was going to come through. But he really didn't come through there that fast. And all of a sudden he goes down back to the turn 4 end on pit road and parks it at the entrance. Well, then Rick Sr. decides to come in the pits, and he just noses it right into him again, nose to nose. And yes, someone was looking at buying the 26. Yes, you are correct, Bucky. He might be on chat with you. I don't know. So I don't know what all it was about. I mean, that's the thing, is like, I haven't known. Now, I don't hang around them, obviously, very much, but I hadn't known them to be, in a spat or anything like that. They haven't been around each other much this year that I've seen. I really don't know. I mean, it's something else. I do know that Will normally runs with Rick's brother Wayne, and I don't know how well that. I don't know. I don't keep up with it, honestly. It was just a big mess, a big old mess, and it provided entertainment, I guess. Not the type of entertainment that track wanted, probably. Yeah.
At least it looked like from the video you showed me that it kind of stopped. It stopped there. At least.
Yeah, it stopped there, and it's like they jumped out of the car like they were going to do something, and then just like, okay, now we're done. We're done. And I was like, nah, I'd rather y'all just not tear up cars and get out and fight. That's what I'd rather see happen, personally. But just y'all just got to work on them, so whatever. Yeah, that's what I figure, Bucky. I know we'll see it on to somebody I know that he didn't really go in there any further. He said to him that 50 really slowed down and he tried to get under him, but I don't know. I didn't see it. I was on the other side of the track, so I don't have a clue. So I'm not putting blame on anybody. Anybody else can if they want to. I'm Sweden on this one.
Yeah, neutral.
Or Switzerland. Which one is it? Switzerland.
I think Switzerland.
Switzerland. My bad. I'm Switzerland. Okay, I'll look at it. I'll check it out. So anyway, that was entertaining to say the least. And by the time I looked, and Lil Ricky had won the race. And all of a sudden, I look, and he's standing outside the car out down there in turn 4. I'm like, what? You supposed to be in victory lane? Because he won. I don't know. Yeah, it ain't cool to stuff like that to happen on pit road for sure. If it's happening out on the track, that's something else. But it's not cool for things to happen with the cars on pit road. Yeah. Too many people out there for sure. So I don't know. Fortunately, nobody come flying down pit road or nothing, but it's still not a good deal at all. It could be worse, and we don't need cars going backwards down pit road for reasons like that anyway, for sure. I don't know. It's last race, I guess, for some of them.
Had to get it all out.
Guess they were ready to put some new bodies on. I was trying to think. Legend cars, pretty cutting. There was a wreck on the third lap, and what's really funny is one of the cars that was in the wreck, he come in, man, he was towed out probably 3 inches because it was one of the cars. It was one of the 860 cars, and they come in because they had to scoop one up off the track. They come in. I was like, God, y'all just need to find another tie rod and put on that thing. But they just adjusted it out. And he ended up finishing second, I think, with it. And I was like, God. Ryan Zima won it. Go figure. I think he won about 90% of races on there. Yep. Owen Zacharias moved up to decided to move on up to Legend Cars this weekend. Forego his Bandolero run for the championship there, because he said he's committed to the Legend Cars now, and he did good. I think he finished 6th, I want to say. He was getting faster and faster every time he got on track, so I expect him to be good.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good car he's in. He's got some good help helping him out. So with AK Performance, they're looking out for that car, and he did a great job, and he's gonna be a little wheel man for sure.
No doubt.
Our little buddy Killer Cam put it in victory lane again in the Bandoleros. I'm gonna tell you what, he's stepped up his game in the last quarter of the of the schedule here. I need to get him back on here. We need to talk about it a little bit. He has the best. I'm gonna tell you, if for whatever reason he doesn't make it racing, he can definitely make it as a wrestler with his. Because he has the best
character.
Yes, that's what we'll go with. Character. I love it for sure. Love it for sure. Trying to think what else went on out there this week. Yeah, was lost for words. That boy's never lost for words. Anyway, that was all good. Like I said, Charger race. Little Ricky won it. That was. It was a. There was a lot of.
There was some. It got rough there at the end.
It did. Whoever. I ain't trying to talk junk. I'm not. Whoever driving that 11 car though, it's for sale too. Ought to get it cheaper this week too, because it needs half a body put on it. He was kind of all over the place. I mean, I ain't trying to talk junk, but take it out there and go practice some. I mean, he was just like he'd get loose and just
pretty much
tank slap it all the way down.
It off the car. That's what happened there at the end.
Yeah,
just kind of saved it off the car to the outside.
Well, he didn't even save it. He hit him, spun him, and they had the camera, I guess, on it. But no, all of a sudden, down almost to turn 3, he spins out going down the straightaway.
Not surprising.
I was like, yeah, come on. You can't just be bouncing off cars out there, especially good cars. I mean, you lap down and you're just bouncing off of. So, I don't know. I mean, it's racing. We all got to learn somehow, but get some laps out there. Take it out there on Friday. Take it out, do like I did. One track's racing. Take it to the other on Saturday. Go out there and get you all the laps you can and get that car straight. I don't know. So, anyway, it was a good night over at Florence Motor Speedway for the most part. I enjoyed it. It was good racing, entertaining, to say the least. So, ready for the PD 225, which will be the next race there on October the 12th, I believe it is. Yeah, that's right, Bucky. Mr. Archie, he did. He had a flat tire.
Sparks.
I thought something had broke on the front end.
The sway bar.
Yeah, that's exactly that's what I told him to do. I said, I think the sway bar ends broke on that and dragging the track because it was just laid on the front.
I agree. Yeah, that's what we
But he would look like he was going through the corner okay. He was on the high side, but I was like, man, he wheeling it up there. I don't know how this is going to keep on. But the tire was half flat, and so it was cool. There's Will right there. Let's see what Will had to say here. If anybody's not reading along with us here, Mr. Will Bruton says definitely was nothing intentional, but the aftermath was ridiculous, totally uncalled for, in his opinion. I agree with you. It was uncalled for, definitely. There's no reason tearing up cars like that. We've all been in dust ups and whatever else, but I try, and I've gotten better as I've gotten older. I try to get out and at least talk about it, because most time when we sit in the driver's seat, we don't really know what happened half the time.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I mean, unless you're the person on the bottom that just runs over somebody on top. And even then, you don't know what happened with the car on top.
Yeah, I'll always ask, even if I'm as sure as I can be in the car that, I got wrecked or whatever, what actually happened.
Like, what happened down there, man? Exactly. And exactly. Yes, that's the right way to do it. I get the emotion sometimes. I seen Connor get fired up there. What was that, first of this year, into last year, something like that?
Into last year.
Connor was
runs together now.
It's all good, Will. It's all good, Will. We appreciate you commenting on here for sure, man. That's it was needed. It was needed, and we definitely appreciate that. But we get being fired up. I've been fired up many times. My first race in the Charger car, I was ready to. I think I told somebody over the radio I was going to knock somebody's teeth out of their mouth that night. I didn't do it, thank God. But I get it, man. It's we spend too much time, work, money in these cars, and for people. And I get a last lap. I get racing hard. I get touching. I get mistakes happen and somebody spins out. I get mistakes happen, something happens, you wreck a car. I get that. Just chasing somebody with a car, though, just ain't proving nothing at that point. Because most of the time you're going to end up tearing up your own stuff worse than you can tear up theirs anyway. So that's all. It's all good, and but move on, learn from it, fix the car, and go back racing. That's all you can do. But anyway, let's see this up here real quick. Just want to talk about our buddy Skylar Whitfield, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all go check Skylar out for sure.
Let's see.
He
tough reading that.
Yeah, I can't read that at all. I was actually going here so I can. Y'all go check him out. 18th down at Bowie's down in North Myrtle Beach this week. 19th, the landing at Grand Dunes there in Myrtle Beach. 20th, as you see it all on the screen there, everybody, Flynn's Irish Tavern, North Myrtle Beach. 21st, Fillets Waterfront in Myrtle Beach. 22nd, American Fish Company there in Southport, North Carolina. Y'all go check out our buddy Skylar Whitfield. And yeah, man, you won't be disappointed. He's a good dude more than anything. If nobody else saw, he was like you said on here earlier, he was out there at the race. He was in the booth with our buddy Terry Radford. So y'all go check Skylar out wherever you're at, down at the beach or wherever he's at. Go check him out. SkylarWhitfield.live, as you see on the screen right there, and go see him, and you will not be disappointed for sure.
Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? Look no further. They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance also has the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they've got it. And if you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code CBONE10. That's C as in chicken, BONE10, and get 10% off at checkout. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Also want to thank our good friends over at Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Go check out Earl Ramey Racing Engines. And I don't care what you need, anything from a crate motor to super motors, anything in between. I do know, like, I think Lil Ricky's car won a championship over at Florence Motor Speedway there. Had one of Earl Ramey's racing engines in it. So, just one example. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get yourself some time on his chassis dyno too while you at it. And You will not be disappointed. Also, Profab headers and exhaust. When you're looking to gain power under that hood, a lot of times what you need is good old Profab headers and exhaust. Not only do they look good, not only do they sound good, they perform good. That's for sure. They are performance that wins, quality that wins, actually. And they got to do it. And it is it's good stuff. So y'all go check them out. Alrighty. Well, there was some more racing action, non-local, I guess we talk about now. NASCAR related at Watkins Glen International this past week. Going into it, we kind of knew where the points stood. We talked about last week with Denny Hamlin, how he kind of whatever. Yeah. I do want to talk, before we get into the Cup stuff, I do want to talk about Xfinity. Xfinity race, pretty good race, in my opinion.
Yeah. As always. Except for the end got stupid.
End did get stupid with all the cautions, and I want to get into that here in just a minute. But it did get stupid. But man, and we all knew it before, but Connor Zilic is the
wheelman.
He's a wheelman.
Mm-hmm.
That boy can drive.
Yeah.
He they had a penalty in the race though. That was early enough in the race, but this made the end what it was, I guess. Rule is I guess everybody thought under green, if you miss the inner loop, as they call it, the bus stop chicane, and go through the little road, the straight piece there, if you miss that and go through that, I think you have to stop under green. I guess nobody's ever really just thought about it under yellow.
Really? Is that what happened? I didn't see the first part.
That is what happened. Ty Gibbs, Connor Zilic, and Sam Mayer. The yellow came out as they were going down the backstretch or whatever we're going to call it. And so they just eased right through it under caution, necessarily. Already slowed down.
Yeah.
Whatever. They just go through it.
That is kind of a weird.
Well, NASCAR made them start at the back. I think I know why. It's whatever, in my opinion. I don't think it. But these races now are so tight on fuel. They are literally doing anything that they can to save fuel from the drop of the green flag, which stinks because it's not racing to me. I mean, when you're just trying to save fuel the whole time, you're not focusing on being the fastest car necessarily all the time. But so because of that, and that's the only reason I can assume that warranted a penalty is like, well, you cut the course trying to save fuel or something. I mean, literally cut, I don't know what, 40 feet out of it.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
But
it's a rule.
Yeah.
It's a rule. So they made them start at the back. That's what happened with the fuel mileage, all that stuff there at the end. Because the only way they could get back to the front was to stay out and get track position. Well, then the end got all crazy and
always those road courses get like that. They're low on gas, and then somebody will run out.
Yeah,
and it'll cause another caution because they ran out, and it's just like a never-ending cycle.
So ended up cycling whatever. Connor Zilic takes on the win. Okay, I still want to talk about that craziness at the end. Cup race Sunday. First lap, there was a wreck.
Yeah.
Real quick, Ryan Blaney was upset about it because he was involved in it, kind of, I guess. I mean, yeah, he got hit, but it didn't really hurt the car other than his steering.
He couldn't steer it back to the pits.
Right? Yeah, he could not steer it back to the pits. And per NASCAR rule, well, this is where he's mad. Because once the wrecker is hooked up to it, your race is done. unless you have a flat tire. Now, if he'd have had a flat tire and been like, hey, I got a flat tire, take me back to the pits, they could have worked on a car at that point. Mm-hmm. But not having a flat tire, you can't tow it back to the pits.
I think that rule is just a caveat because they couldn't, the design of this car, they can get stuck easy on a flat tire and can't go.
I get that.
Right. But, yeah, it's just tough.
Well, I think, this is my thought, and when it came up, and this rule started even with the old car, actually, that, you know, you wasn't going to be fixing all this. Once you got towed to the pits, you were done, or got towed to the garage, you were done. I feel like since the invention of the what they call that clock now, the
damaged vehicle policy.
Damaged vehicle policy clock, in my opinion, I feel like you ought to even be able to get towed back to the pits. If you can fix that car within that allotted time and then go out and, you know, have a lap, you know, a minimum speed lap, I think that ought to be good enough.
Yeah, and I think they need to extend that clock a little bit too.
Yeah, that clock.
I don't know. I mean, I understand when it was made a rule it was necessary. I don't know that this new car is as necessary because I don't think you're going to have as many body pieces flying off.
That's my thing.
And stuff like they'd sit them out there and cause cautions because, you know, the car's tore up. I don't know if that's as big a problem with this car as it was before.
Yeah, that's my exact thought about it is, you know, it was kind of brought on because body parts.
Yeah.
Is what
people were just, you know,
throwing some duct tape on it and go. This car, we don't see the body panels fly off. Nothing like.
And most of the stuff that they can fix is it's more of a, you know, they can replace it.
Right.
You know, there's not much cars that get patched up to go out there and finish the race like they used to.
No, they don't patch them at all. Well, like when we were on pit road down there at Darlington, you walk by every team's box, they got bumpers sitting there ready to go. I mean, they're just ready.
I guess Kyle Busch's car was the first car I've seen run a race, you know, bare bonded in a while.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I'm kind of with Blaney on that, but being that the rule is the way the rule is, I mean, they were consistent with the rule, I guess we'd say. But I feel
it's a weird scenario where you hit enough to break your steering, but not. It's like you just hit the perfect spot.
That's exactly it.
Or the perfectly wrong spot, I guess. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think they might could look at that for sure. After that, the race kind of, I don't know.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was whatever. But I'm going to tell you, and this is the question I have for you. Yes, Watkins Glen has always been probably the faster of the road courses in general. But has Watkins Glen kind of became the super speedway of road courses in the aspect of everything just goes crazy and haywire at the end of these races, and people just drive outside of their head, apparently.
Seems like it, you know.
Because they're just, I mean, everybody just runs over everybody. And, I mean, that was Xfinity race and the Cup race. That's what I wanted to get back at. I don't like this new style of racing where everybody just. Now I'm gonna tell you, and I know SVG he kind of come over the radio and was like, you know, he thought he roughed up. Oh god, who won the race? Busher. God, whew. It's one of them days. Chris Buescher, he thought he roughed up Chris Buescher enough. Chris Buescher was gonna be mad and come back and take him out. But man, no. The way them two raced each other, in my opinion, was just good, hard racing. I mean, yeah, they rubbed some, but they didn't just go in there and just clean each other out going in the corner. But man, there were so many of them that would just go in and not even to their quarter.
The S's after a restart is just like...
Yeah. Joey Logano. Yeah. I mean, Joey Logano just took Keselowski out, which also took William Byron out.
That was one of the biggest wrecks on a road course in a while.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, I mean, but that's my thing is, what do you do about it? How do you stop that? I mean,
that's got to be the drivers.
It does. I mean, it's just like we talked about, back when Austin Dillon done his thing. I mean, at what point do you throw a black flag for rough driving? I mean, I'm not saying what Joey did was necessarily rough driving, but I felt like he could have gave just a little bit to not cause a wreck. I mean, Brad had nowhere else to go. He was on the wall as it was, and he just wiped him out. Right, he was not going to lift. He was not going to lift one bit. So I don't know. What do you do?
Who knows?
What do you think? I mean, you think
I don't know.
It's just gotten crazy.
I heard Truex talking about that. He said after the race that they weren't just running over each other the whole time. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because the cars are so close and it's just so hard to make ground or what.
I think everybody was a lot of people I heard were disappointed. We got told after a tire test there was going to be about a 4-second fall off in this tire. Then they come up, even after practice. Well, it might not be 4 second, but there's still about a 2-second fall off. Well, by halfway to the race, there was no fall off. There was really not many comers and goers. You had to play strategy to get any track position again, pretty much. This car, man, I'm still on this horse that this car is just not good.
Not on road courses and short tracks.
It's not good anywhere they're shifting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not real good at once you're shifting.
To me, the shifting's part of it. To me, it's just the braking zone is so much like that's like because that's how they used to pass the Watts Glens, the big heavy stock cars. They got
that's right,
big braking zone, a lot of room to be aggressive, a lot of room to make mistakes, and there's just not as much anymore.
That's exactly right. And I'm not saying shifting because, obviously there's always been shifting on road courses. I get that. Yeah. But for whatever reason.
Got extra gear to help you slow down.
Yeah. Just any track now, it seems like that you're shifting at, whether that be a short track or a road course. The passing opportunity just leaves.
Mm-hmm. At least this is probably one of the better road course races of the next gen era.
Yeah, you're right.
Not great by any means, but just it was better at least.
You're right. Now, I was highly impressed by Chris Buescher.
I didn't think there was any way. Which
I didn't.
I know SVG kind of missed the chicane a little bit there, but still to stay close enough to make a move and make it stick was pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I was impressed by him, which I've thought many times he was I've seen some speed out of him in the road courses before. Mm-hmm. And that dude, I was glad to see him get a win. I like Chris Buescher. He seems like a really good guy. He just couldn't catch a break this year.
No, just didn't work out for him.
Second place and the closest finish in NASCAR history. Just then the Darlington, where it looked like he might have had it.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly won, or, at least a good finish. And then him and Reddick get together. And, man, any of that stuff, if he could have it back and have one of those wins, he'd be moving on to the second round.
Yeah.
Playoffs
right
now.
The playoff picture is crazy right now.
That's what I was fixing to get at.
All those first-round exits are having the best races of their life and flipping upside down.
Denny Hamlin, now, he come out somehow still with it wasn't a good day, but so many of this was the first race in playoff history, in NASCAR playoff history, that a playoff driver did not finish inside the top 5.
Oh, wow.
It is also the first race since the playoffs inception. I heard this stat, which sounds crazy to me, that if a playoff driver didn't win it, the first one didn't at least finish second in any race since the playoffs have come into play. I heard that and I was like, no, there's no way. I went back and I checked it again, and yeah, that's exactly it. Wow. If somebody else has won, somebody outside the playoffs has won a race, a playoff driver has at least finished second.
Oh, wow.
Every one of them. I was like, that's pretty crazy. So, that's pretty wild, which tells you there's still some parity, which even begs more of my get rid of this winning your in junk.
Yeah.
Let's put the best 16 cars in it.
See the superstars go for the championship.
That's right. I don't know, but you talk about points. I don't have them pulled up here in front of me. I should prepare better. God. But I do know Denny Hamlin, the 4 that are sitting out, only one of them is one that I thought would be outside right now, and that's Harrison Burton. Mm-hmm. And Harrison, he had a flat tire. He had a flat tire. Bad thing is, if he would have had decent runs, he would be inside the points right now, possibly moving on. Everybody that I thought would fall out the first round isn't looking like they're going to. You've got Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex. No, Truex is in. I had it pulled up earlier.
You're trying to see the people outside?
Yeah.
Let's see who it is.
I know Denny Hamlin's 6 out. Brad Keselowski's out. Let's see.
Larson's still in, but just barely, I think.
Larson is in. Here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, Truex. Denny Hamlin out by 6 right now. Brad Keselowski out. Martin Truex, that was right, and Harrison Burton.
Okay. Denny Hamlin gets out. That'll be
that's crazy.
Which, I mean, there's no doubt he's probably the best in the next gen at Bristol. But I mean, you saw what happened lap 1 at Watkins Glen.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Bristol has always been known for craziness, especially in the night race.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what could happen over there? Right now, you got technically in points. I mean, not that it doesn't matter right now, but as far as technical points right now, Christopher Bell sitting up top, Austin Cindric sitting in 2nd, Joey Logano 3rd, Bowman 4th, which is one that I thought wouldn't make it very far.
Yeah.
I want him to, but he just didn't look like he was. Suarez is in 5th after he was off track and everything else. Tyler Reddick 6th, your regular season champion. Chase Elliott 7th, Ryan Blaney 8th, Kyle Larson 9th. He's actually improved some. William Byron 10th. Briscoe is in 11th, and Ty Gibbs 12th. I think there was 8 of the 16 cars finish outside the top 20 yesterday at Watkins Glen. So that has really shaken the standings, we'll say.
It'll be interesting here in Bristol.
I want to see, because, I mean, everybody's like, well, Hamlin's won the last 2 races there. He could easily get in. You're right. He could easily get in. Brad Keselowski, he's led a lot of laps there. He's won races there before. He could get in. Martin Truex never won a race there, but he's led a lot of laps there. He could get in. You're right. He could, but can't. All 3 of them, no, they're not in winning.
You can't count on it either.
Right. That's what I was going to say. They're not in must-win situations, but they need to run good, and they need other people to not run good. Mm-hmm. So you got a lot to, really count on there. Briscoe's going to go in it right now. He needs a solid night. I don't need to win, though. I just need a good, solid night. And he's one I did not think would make it through the first round of the playoffs. Suarez, solid night.
Cindric, Bowman, they could all just,
Exactly.
Yeah, if they can run decent in the stages, they'll be fine.
Especially, I would say, hey, let's go out there and let's put a lot of focus on qualifying. We need to start good. Because once you start good, at least get some points that first stage. You get some points that first stage. Exactly. Then just maintain after that. Just try not to finish, not get in a wreck, not and finish top 20, and you you move on. I don't know. I could see all that happening. I mean, if I were in that position, that would be me. And Suarez, he won Atlanta early in the year. We all said, and I want to say, and I felt like he was a wasted spot per se. He just, he hadn't had it all going for him, I guess you say. Whatever. I mean, we've all seen it. Chase Briscoe, same. And just, they got a chance to move on now. Yeah. They're going to do everything they can. And, man, Denny Hamlin feel real bad to get put out this first round.
Yeah.
Brad Keselowski feel real bad to get put out this first round. Martin Truex wouldn't surprise me out of here. I mean, that's one that I'm kind of on the fence about anyway. He just has not had a good season. I feel like Martinson checked out.
Yeah.
You want to, obviously everybody wants to go out and win, but he's just like, I'm done. That's how he comes across anymore, especially after Watkins Glen. It's just done. So, I don't know. We shall see. See what happens with the tire.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. They can see if they can make something happen. Richmond was a little better race. It wasn't awesome, but it was improvement.
But it also had the option
yeah.
The test that they had at Bristol, some of the drivers said they wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happened as what happened in the spring race.
Really?
Which could
yeah,
really shuffle things up if somebody just, say Denny Hamlin's out there and cords a tire and blows a tire and tears the car all to pieces.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I heard that was kind of just perfect conditions where the track just wouldn't take any rubber and they just were shredding them.
I think the same thing.
Which this time, even if it does, they're not going to be caught surprised.
No, they're going to know what to do to maximize the tire at that point. But I'm still fine with that. If there is a point that this tire is done, that's great, because up until this point, we haven't seen that with any tire. That just this tire is done. So I don't know. Don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank our good friends over at MPM Marketing. You see them right here on the wall behind Connor here. MPM Marketing, McAllister Precision Marketing. Head over to www.marketwithmpm.com and go get your journey in racing started. You got to have a good marketing partner who knows the ins and outs of this system. So y'all head over to marketwithmpm.com and talk with Tanya. She'll get you going. Also, our good friends over at Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Y'all head over to Dixie Made right by the flea market. They got all the top brands that everybody wants. It's all good stuff for sure. So y'all head over to Dixie Made and get everything you need. Go see our buddy Brandon up there. Tell him it's time to get on some iRacing or something. I don't know. We're going to talk about some iRacing too. We got some funny stuff happening this past week. Yeah. Anyway, so y'all head over to Dixie Made and tell them we sent you over there. Also, Rev Max Racing Apparel, guys. Connor just got him a new suit. One race, one win with it. I mean, it seemed like a good look, John, maybe. I don't know. So maybe you can do the same thing. So go check out our good friends at Red Max Racing Apparel. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook, all the good social media sites, and check out everything they got, and they can hook you up. Also, our good friends up at Fresh Chef. If you are in the Race City area, go check out Fresh Chef, and all the best food, all the best drinks, daily drink and food specials up there. So y'all hit up to Fresh Chef and go check them out, and you'll love it. So many locations up there, and many. Just do it like you do everything else. Put it in Google, and it'll show you right where it is. Y'all go check them out. Oh, well, so like I said, Bristol this week for NASCAR. Dillon this week for us local guys. You racing?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay. I figured you couldn't just go win and not.
Yeah, we got to come back and try back it up.
There you go.
Have an encore performance.
There you go, for sure. I will talk about iRacing. We hadn't talked about our iRacing much here lately because, in all honesty, I felt like we all been so busy. I haven't had time to set up our own league and just get everything straight for it. Connor saw it. It takes a lot of work setting one of the things
you
up.
definitely do a lot. Yeah.
And so we've been running a league, a Tuesday night league. Them boys run a lot more than we do. But we run the Tuesday stuff with the late model stocks and been having some fun with it with our buddy Brandon Elvis and Brian Voss from Florence Motor Speedway. They all run in it, and it's a good little crowd. Connor's had some good runs in it. Not so much. We had some fun the other night. If you guys on iRacing, 4 cylinders came out. Well, the way we do it, if you want to get on, let us know. If you want to get on with us, we got a Facebook page or group, and we, somebody in it wants to throw up a random race. Yep. We just put it on there, and most time, now some people will choose where they want to go, what they want to do. I chose the other night, since 4 cylinders come out, I was like, let's have a 4-cylinder race. We'll let everybody choose where they want to go. Well, most votes were for Myrtle Beach. If you haven't driven a 4 cylinders yet, somebody needs to go have a talk with somebody about the 4 cylinders. I never drove a 4-cylinder car. Mini stock. I'm sorry. Mini stock is what they call it. I never drove one when I was coming up through there. Nothing like that. Drove Legend I drove go-karts, Legends. I've drove some street stocks, never raced them, but then I, charged a car. Did your mini stock have a 5-speed transmission?
Mine didn't, but I do know that maybe some of the foreign cars did. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe the Toyotas, something like that.
That's not a Nissan or Toyota that's scanning.
No, it's a Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mustang. It should have a 4-speed transmission. I know some of them even actually have 3-speed transmissions, but 4-speed is normal.
I only used 2 anyway.
Right.
Well, I used 4 at the beach just because the way you had to put
right.
a rear end, the transmission combo to get the right gear you wanted. But
that's right. But with the combination they have with the setup, and then on top of that, the rev limiter is far from realistic. Now on dirt, it's great. I think they got them going on up to 80 some 100 RPMs. On asphalt, it's got a like 7600 RPM rev limiter. I'm like, what is this? And so it literally has a shifting at Myrtle Beach. We're shifting 3rd to 4th. Not using 5th. We're not ever going to use 5th. It has a shifting 3rd to 4th at Myrtle Beach. So I don't know where. Maybe somebody let me know if I'm wrong. If y'all are all using 5-speed transmissions now, but and if that's really, but that is the tightest car I've ever driven in my life.
It was crazy.
I know maybe some setup work could do it, but their baseline sets are super tight. Or default sets for the track are super tight. So anyway, that's what it did. I put up the what car we were racing. Y'all choose where we go. Most votes were for Myrtle Beach. I threw up $20 to win. Hey, here we go. Which I still owe Connor $20. I'll cash out.
I'll pay it for my entry fee. So
there we go.
Paid. We'll call it square.
So me and Connor tried to do that just to kind of try to up our league and get some people in there with us, because most of the time we tell the guys that are in there, but then we'll leave it open a lot of times. That way, if more people want to join, and if we see somebody that's a good racer in there, we'll kind of invite them to it and whatever. We had like 7,
maybe
8,
10,
maybe 10 show up.
How it always happens.
And I put on there big bold letters, $20 to win. Don't cost no entry fee, nothing. Just $20 to win. Nothing. Anyway, So we run that race. Connor wins it. Brandon was you were 2 for 2 last week. I mean, you were at Dillon.
Yeah. Yep.
And
good luck finally caught up to me. I think Brandon was pretty good, and then you got some trouble there.
He might have got took out a couple times. It wasn't on purpose. I promise. I promise. He might think it was, but I promise it was not on purpose. It was just bad driving. I promise. Anyway, so then Connor was like, "Hey, let's throw up a tour mod race," which I have not raced in years on there. And where do we go? USA?
Mm-hmm. Which is one of my favorite combos usually, And
we didn't do nothing crazy on it. All of a sudden, there's, what was it, like 20?
Almost 30 cars.
Yeah, like 28 cars in it. I'm like, where'd all these guys come from? And some of them were fast. Some of them were weapons, which is all they were.
When you get 28 random iRacers, that's not usually
it's scary. End up kicking half the field out, I think. I got wrecked like 3 times, and it was awful. I don't know who ended up winning it. No, Brandon won it. Brandon did. Yeah, Brandon did end up winning it. So, but it was just crazy. I'm like, and we didn't put up no money to win that one. So if y'all ever get on there and see $20 to win or I typically put CBA iRacing, $20 to win or something like that. And y'all jump in. It's $20 to win. Don't cost you anything.
No.
Come on, hang out with us.
Yeah. That's what I enjoy, just hanging out and driving.
We have fun. We're all on a Discord channel. Then every once in a while, guys get not necessarily heated, but they'll talk junk back and forth. Now we have been on some. I'm like, boy, if y'all could fight through Discord, y'all need to put a boxing. That's what Discord needs to do. Is just make a little, like, I don't know if you ever saw it, Connor. You probably did though. The old boxing that was on Nintendo. Did you ever see it? The original Nintendo.
Yeah.
You had to look it up. It was the coolest thing ever. I don't know why it was so good, but it was great. You could literally go. That's all you could do. You could throw a left or right. That was all you could do. You kind of just back and forth. You'll need to make that game somehow embedded into Discord. That way, when these guys get so mad at each other and they want to fight, they can go on this little boxing game and fight. And whoever wins, wins. That's just what it is.
There you go.
It'd be the greatest thing ever. But no, we have fun on there. A lot of people talk junk back and forth, but we're on there with a lot of racers too, so we're kind of catching up about what everybody's got going on and how they're doing and what they got going on. Like, we talked to, like I just said, our buddy Brandon Elvis, just bringing him up because we were on there with him, and he raced for many years, and they still putting together a truck and want to come back out racing themselves. So I don't know. Get on there with us. We'll have fun. We're probably going to put up a league of our own over the winter when racing kind of slows down. That's what we kind of decided because everybody's just been so busy. So we'll see if we can get something up regardless. We don't try to get a good bit of sponsors, pay out some good money for it. But honestly, I haven't been able to just take the time to do it, honestly, quite honestly. So regardless, we might have an entry fee and just pay back championship off the entry fee and see what we can get. We'll come up with a few sponsors, probably help us out like they always do. We always appreciate them. So be checking it out, and we'll be putting something up for iRacing shortly. What else we got, Connor?
I don't know. Just got to get ready for Saturday, I guess. And I don't know.
Weather's looking good.
Is it good?
Low 80s.
That's good. That's
high.
Perfect. Yeah.
I like it. That's what it was out there Saturday. We had a breeze and low 80s. Well, I was like, man, I like racing in this weather.
Yeah.
I
get used to that.
Yeah, when you get out the car and you're not just about to die from heat exhaustion. So, cool. All right, man. Well, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us again this week. Appreciate, ones coming on here talking. Appreciate Casey Kelley, and congratulations to him again for winning late model stock championship at Florence Motor Speedway this year. Appreciate Will even for typing in over here, commenting in, let us know his side of the story that happened over there. So that's really cool. I like it when we can put out stuff like that. So anyway, guys, y'all take it easy, and we will catch y'all next week.
Later.